What's up, everyone? This is Goldilocks, former TNA backstage interviewer, manager, and you're listening to TNA Cross the Line podcast. Thanks for being here.
TNA Wrestling, Cross the Line.
And we're back with episode 356 of the TNA Cross the Line podcast. I am Bob Colling Jr. and with me as always is Dallas Gridley. In Dallas, we are coming off of Lockdown 2008, where we have a new TNA World Champion, Samoa Joe. And in the Lethal Lockdown match, Team Cage prevailed over Team Tomko with the Man-Beast Rhino, of all people, walking away with the pinfall. So, Dallas, we are now going to be heading towards Sacrifice 2008. And as we know, even before Lockdown took place, basically what we're walking into is a build for Samoa Joe's first pay-per-view title defense, where he will be facing Scott Steiner, because Scott Steiner has given Joe a month. Heads up, you, me, Sacrifice. So how are we feeling coming out of Lockdown, and how are we feeling about Joe Steiner on pay-per-view?
I'll be honest, I feel like I'm not that excited about it. And that's only because I feel like Scott Steiner is kind of like, he's doing his thing with PD. He's almost like a side character. I don't really consider him like a true contender for the world title right now. But Samoa Joe and him have wrestled in the past, and if I remember, it was pretty decent to good, if I remember correctly. So I'm sure it'll be fine. I just don't see him as like a real threat to Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. However, it is Scott Steiner. He is the big bad booty daddy.
Right. And he does have
a genetic freak.
And he has a new freak, Raka Khan. Well, she's not that new anymore, but that's what they keep calling her anyways. So we got her. We got little Petey Maple Leaf Muscle, the definition of definition. He shaved his head now. I mean,
right.
So we got some things. We got some things going for him. He's got like a little posse now in TNA.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, I guess if the worst case scenario, it's a good first challenger for Samoa Joe. It's not one that we think he's actually going to like lose to. Right. But does it make us want to spend $30 to $35 on a pay-per-view? I don't know if it really does.
No. Coming off of Lockdown, which, as we'll get into, I would consider to be overall, I guess a thumbs down show in a 2026 lens. I'm certainly not coming into this now thinking I can't wait to spend $30 on a Joe Scott Steiner pay-per-view main event.
Right, yeah. And I was going to say that too. Like, unfortunately, Lockdown, we averaged a thumbs down between the two of us, which I think it kind of came down to, at least on my end. Well, I said in the middle, you said down. That's why we got the average. But in my mind, I didn't come out of that thinking I should recommend anything specific from the show to anyone. And to me, that kind of is what tilted me more toward the down, because show flew by, matches were fine, but nothing really stuck out. It wasn't what I feel like a lot of TNA pay-per-views are, which is like they have some really solid undercard, really solid main event, and overall are much better in match quality. But we're going to get into all that too. So there's some interesting write-ups that Dave notes about a lot of it, and I think you and it's going to be interesting to look back on it from that 2008 lens versus 2026.
Well, and I also want to point out that basically any time Dallas gives a show in the middle, it's the equivalent to a thumbs down because he will never go full thumbs down.
I've done full thumbs down one monthly pay-per-view.
And that proves my point, folks. One.
And if you're wondering what that one is Sacrifice 2006.
There you go.
So there's that. But I don't know. I feel like I can always find something in them that is makes it not like, oh, this show is not good.
And that's where I'm jealous of you. Because I cannot do that. If something's bad, it's like, nah, we're cooked. It's over.
Yeah. Well,
I focus on the bad.
That's okay.
The bad gets more clicks.
Well, that might be true.
That's probably a problem with this podcast, is that we're not negative enough.
Well, we're not like hating on it enough.
Yeah.
That's a good point. We'll start tonight.
I'm going to do it. Watch us try to do it tonight, and then it's the best like Impact show ever.
Best rated episode of Impact.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to break down Lockdown. So let's, I guess, get right into it here. We already started with letting you guys know a reminder that me and Bob gave the show a average of a thumbs down. So unfortunately, we were not big fans of it. But Bob, what do you think the Wrestling Observer newsletter readers thought about it? Did they give it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or a thumbs in the middle?
I'm gonna say they went thumbs up.
Yeah, they did, and by I would say a pretty decent majority here. 126 votes, or in this case, 64.9% were thumbs up. Only 41 votes, or 21.1%, were thumbs down, and 27 votes, or 13.9%, were in the middle. So, realistically, overwhelmingly positive for Lockdown. And if I remember correctly, let me scroll up here. I feel like the amount of people who voted, is definitely up from last month. So I'm sure that will get referenced here in our notes from Dave. What do you think I voted on as the best match from the show?
Joe and Kurt.
Yeah, it was a pretty easy one this time. 149 people gave that one the first place vote. In second place, it was Lethal Lockdown between Team Cage and Team Tomko with only 28 votes. So pretty decent gap.
Yeah.
And then in third place, it was actually ODB and Kim versus Raisha Saeed and Awesome Kong with 13 votes. So it's kind of cool to see the women's tag team match in there. As far as the worst match, I feel like if you remember how you voted during the show, this one should be pretty easy for you to guess.
I do remember it. It's the explosion between VKM, BG James, and Kip James.
Yeah, that would be correct. 77 people voted that as the worst match. In second place for the worst match, it was the Cuffed in the Cage match with all the tag teams, 49 votes. And then in third place for the worst match was Queen of the Cage with 16. So, kind of a mixed bag, but if you notice the trend on those second and third place ones, it's the matches where they just shoved everyone into them.
Right.
Which I think is kind of part of the the problem there. Okay, so actually before we really dive into Lockdown, I just want to mention a quick ratings note just to get out of the way, and then we'll do Lockdown, and then we'll just get into the show. It'll be nice and smooth. So the Impact Before, the go-home show, did a 1.0 rating and 1.3 million viewers. The show did a 0.79 in males 18 to 34 and a 0.63 in males 35 to 49. So, I mean, not much different than normal. Now, an interesting little stat that he actually adds in on this Observer newsletter, he says for the month, TNA Impact averaged 1.3 million. Or, sorry, 1.53. Sorry, I misspoke. Million viewers. So, and that's, I mean, we hear that around that number quite often. And just for fun, Bob, would you like to hear what Raw, SmackDown, and ECW averaged?
So,
just to
so Impact did a 1 point what? For
1.53 million viewers.
Viewers, okay. So, yeah. Raw and Smack, so it's combined or are they separate?
They're all separate. Raw, SmackDown, ECW. Okay.
So, I'm going to say Raw would have done at least 4.5 million.
You want me to tell you now, or you want to guess them all first?
I'm gonna guess them all first.
Okay.
I'm gonna retract my 4.5 if because that's only they're doing more than that. Okay, I'm gonna say that Raw is doing an average of 5.2 million. SmackDown is gonna be around 4.1, and then ECW for the month. So it's also going into WrestleMania. Fuck. All right. Well, ECW, I'm gonna say, is doing like a 1.5. It's tied.
Okay, well, you're disgusting because Raw averaged 5.21 million viewers.
Dude!
That's disgusting. That's insane.
Holy shit.
And you were honestly close enough with these other two that it's still pretty impressive. SmackDown averaged 4.56 million. So essentially your initial Raw number is what SmackDown's averaging, and ECW averaged 1.81 million. So slightly more.
Well, I see. Okay. Now with ECW out of the threes, I think the hardest, because I know that ratings wise they were pretty on par with Impact. Whenever you kind of brought it up, I wasn't even thinking of a 1.8 or anything. I was thinking maybe lower, like a 1.3. But the Mania bump, that's why I went 1.5. So we're still not beating ECW.
On average, no. No. At least not for how many people are viewing it. I think we did like a couple times, but clearly that's not enough. But like you said, if we're heading into WrestleMania season as well.
Well, we were only because typically I think it's like preemptions, wasn't it? For ECW?
It might have been, yeah. There was a show that we were close on, but then they like threw Edge on the show, which is like kind of funny. So there's like that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much the breakdown from the last show. Nothing super new, nothing super special. So let's get into the lockdown breakdown. He has some pretty interesting stuff here that he talks about before he gets into the show. I'm going to also note he talks a lot more than I'm going to talk, and I cut significant stuff out of this, and I will mention that again while he breaks down the matches, because the Kurt and Samoa match, I'll tell you right now, Bob, he writes 3 paragraphs about it. Normally, that is not how much he writes about pay-per-view main events.
3 paragraphs?
Yeah, from like the breakdown of the match. He wrote 3 paragraphs.
Did he do like a move-by-move, play-by-play? Because like when I was doing that might have happened.
Here, I can, let me skim. In a way, yes.
Okay.
But not directly.
Right. Or is he going to do something where it's like, Kurt Angle was born in 1968?
No, he didn't do that. No.
Okay.
No, it was more like, they started off doing this, and then they switched it to be more of a judo throw style, and like he kind of like breaks down more how the styles they go through the match. But I'm gonna do highlights. We'll get to that though. But to start us off here, I'm gonna scroll all the way back up. I mean, this Observer is quite long. It's on the April 21st, 2008 Wrestling Observer newsletter. If you are interested in reading it in full. One of the titles he has listed is Samoa Joe vs. Kurt Angle, Tear It Up at TNA Lockdown. He starts off, at some point over the past month, TNA got it. The April 13th, Lowell, Massachusetts, it appears to have paid off. He says, what it, quote, is that there is a difference between putting together and shooting angles for a bunch of matches and making a pay-per-view out of it, that a core audience buys and does nothing to make anyone else interested, and booking and producing storylines for a pay-per-view main event that come across like a real main event. Pay-per-view business is drawn as a base based on the brand, but with the exception of a special show that has built-in recognition like a Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. The difference between good, bad, and indifferent buy rates is how people are interested in the main event. It doesn't necessarily have to be a big world title match, but a smartly booked world title helps a lot. What was also interesting is that copying the MMA approach and applying it to pro wrestling with the serious training footage and serious sports-style interviews, even amidst a show filled with a lot of nonsense, appears to have not only increased pay-per-view business, but done so by a large margin. Whether this can work consistently or not is unproven, but what is proven is the old method didn't work, and that, at least so far, this method brought tremendous results. That's not addressing the match they delivered and whether that helped or hurt future business, although the match itself was done within the framework that led to a huge increase. It also showed that when put in the right situation, Samoa Joe can be a draw, as can Kurt Angle. I mean, that's not really a surprise, I feel like. But
The Kurt Angle statement is, of course he is. Samoa Joe might be more of a surprise to be a long-term draw.
Yeah. Even though Joe has no pedigree of being a star in WWE or being a star in 1998, Angle vs. Joe appears to have done, and by a wide margin, the most successful pay-per-view show since the first Angle vs. Joe. It shows all the time spent on trying to rebuild cast-offs because they did have more general public name recognition is not the answer, and it would have been better off building a serious promotion and making new stars in the process. He goes on to say that Lockdown was the first time that he watched a TNA show, and it came across like he was watching a major league promotion. Now, he doesn't mean that it was their best pay-per-view show, because it was far from that. I didn't mean a major league promotion like even the level of a Pro Wrestling Noah, where the big show feels like something really big, let alone WWE. But it felt like a big show from a company that understands its fan base, and it's delivering that kind of build-up that makes the show and promotion feel big league, as opposed to a company just haphazardly doing pro wrestling and sometimes producing some great matches in the process. If you take away the last two matches and the main event build-up during the show, it really wasn't even all that good of an actual show. It's a pretty interesting little tidbit there. But they captured the aura of a good but not great 1970s or 1980s regional promotion doing one of its big shows of the year with a main event that meant something, that people can't wait to see, in a card where the prelims were exactly that. They had a nice-sized crowd, hot as hell, and they made the event feel like a big deal because the show, from the start, they made sure that you knew the show was all about one match. From the opening of the show until the match got into the ring, you were constantly hyped with the idea of how important a match in the main event was. TNA years ago was known for having all these great pay-per-views, but no matter how good the matches were, you can't really come across big time playing every month on pay-per-view from the Impact Zone, nor come across big time when the prelim guys you aren't pushing constantly or consistently have hotter matches than the main event. It's kind of funny to think about that. The undercard, with its seeming goal as a way to get every single person on the roster on the pay-per-view, led to forgettable multi-person matches that accomplished nothing, and several of which weren't all that good. Most TNA undercards are better than this one, but the whole show that focused on the main event being different and special as opposed to just another match. Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe were presented as a breed apart from everyone else on the card. The rest of the guys were out there trying to entertain. The main event was serious business with something tangible at stake, built by showing them doing legitimate sports training. And then this is where I cut out a giant part of this because he talks about the build-up, essentially. So if you want to read about that, go ahead. He continues, on the day of the show, the best thing about the show may not have been the match, but TNA's ability to make the match mean something before they ever got into the ring, something that had been a major weakness up until this point in time. The crowd was buzzed like a UFC match as they replicated a sports build before the two even touched. It started from the very open of the show, with Mike Tenay in a very different character putting over the main event, to the interviews with people like Frank Trigg, who Dave notes was absolutely fantastic on the show in understanding and playing his role. Samoa Joe's father, who they showed, the UFC fighter Marcus Davis, which we'll get back to that in a minute because I didn't know he was a UFC fighter, and it sounds like not many people did. He notes Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, and even Karen Angle, who put the match over her storyline in doing so, made the match that much more significant. The show drew 5,500 fans in Lowell, which was set up for a max of about 6,000, and the paid was almost 5,400. That's pretty good. The company does a great job of keeping the fans excitement level up by saying that they are watching for the loudest fans and they'll take them backstage. So they did the same gimmick, even at the pay-per-view. Before the show started, Dixie Carter got in the ring and told fans that it was the largest crowd in the history of the promotion. But the company claimed 6,000 fans last year in St. Charles for Lockdown as its record. But this show may have done more paid tickets.
Right.
We were told that the local media actually had a hard time getting tickets in the last few days, but at least one station that did get them also had a hard time giving them away. One station had Kevin Nash as a guest in the days before the show, and was giving a few comps for anyone who called in, and nobody even called in asking for tickets. The tickets ended up being given to local indie wrestlers. So, but regardless, if they only gave away 100 comps, sounds like they got everyone who wanted to be there. So,
How many did Pac-Man Jones buy for Bound for Glory that 1 year?
oh my God, wasn't it like 1,000 or 1,200 or something like that?
It was I think it was quite a bit.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it says he bought them, so they weren't necessarily comps, but they weren't real. They weren't like real buys either.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's not comped, but I mean,
it's weird. Yeah.
Somebody that works for the company buys them. To me, it's like that's not really profitability.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care, or he wouldn't have cared at the time.
Right. He notes how the crowd was more for the first major TNA event near Boston than the main event, but the buy rate, based on our response level, looks to be the largest for a TNA show did since November 19th, 2006. The card headlined by the first Angle vs. Joe match. That show did TNA's all-time record at about roughly 60,000 buys, a number it doesn't appear this show will come close to, but that was also Angle's first match of the promotion. Based on our volume, it was up 146% from last month. Interestingly, both November 19th, 2006 show and this show had the same sports-type build with the idea of two athletes training hard for a legitimate contest with no comedic overtones or overwritten storylines. Since that time, Angle had dominated the show, doing some great routines with AJ Styles, Jeremy Borash, and others. Carried the promotion and had been completely worthless as far as getting any extra buys when he was main eventing every pay-per-view show. He's also headlined with Sting, Christian Cage, who are thought to be bigger mainstream stars, and neither came close to what it appears that this show did. Now, a very important part of this is that the match wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but it was something different, and it worked tremendously well. It wasn't the best match in TNA history, but it had an aura of drama and reality that no U.S. match in years has had. And because of that, it will likely end up to this point, the most memorable match thus far in the history of the promotion. And then the last part he says here before he gets into matches, he says, "I'm not sure who made the calls, but everything about this build and the match was the polar opposite of the Vince Russo version of pro wrestling. In fact, everything about it was more of like an NWA title match from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. So it's kind of it's very different. Whether what's old has become new, or whether in modernizing, the people in charge lost a key element of what worked. On April 13th, 2008, TNA, Kurt Angle, and Samoa Joe opened people's eyes to who were willing to see, and opened minds that weren't already closed down. Whether it's a blip on the radar or a turning point for the company depends on the follow-up." So he says quite a bit there, but I thought that was all very interesting, the way that he is looking at how they built Lockdown.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not going to consider Joe and Angle a match that is like the most memorable that he's like claiming, even from a dramatic standpoint.
Right.
That feels like he's saying that just because it's the most recent, most fresh thing to have happened.
It could be. I mean, I think from reading this, I think he like really likes the build of it, like really likes it, which is fine. I honestly, when we are all said and done here, Bob, 5 years from now, I'm not going to be like, "Hey, do you remember that match at Lockdown?"
Right.
I'm going to be saying, "Do you remember their first match, their second match, or their third match even?" I'm going to forget this match. I hate to say it, but I feel like I'm definitely going to forget this one, which is kind of disappointing because it's Samoa Joe's even first title win. But even going back and rewatching it on this podcast, I didn't remember this. So,
yeah, I mean, I had never seen it, but I definitely, or at least I don't recall ever seeing it in full. But that if I had, that kind of tells you right there. I forgot about it. I can definitely see why he liked the build, because it had that more sports UFC type of, or professional sport type of feel to it, as he mentioned. So that's probably a contributing part to it.
right.
The first thing that came to my head when he said it was the most like dramatic thing in recent years, which I mean, I don't have a list of all the matches that's happened in the past 2 years or something, but I feel like that's probably. I mean, we just saw like Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair just happened in their retirement match. Like I'm sure there's more drama there. You know,
Yeah, I mean that's a fair point.
I would have to think, but in a TNA lens, like I would say that Raven and Jarrett, that's like my go-to. Like that had a bunch of drama. That the crowd was very much into that. I would say that match is more memorable than Joe and Kurt in the cage was.
Yeah, I just feel like they worked it, and we're going to talk about this probably a little bit too. But they worked it in a way that it worked with the build they wanted to do. The more sports feel, that bringing in some of the MMA elements, the grappling and that kind of stuff. And I think they took a chance doing that. But in my head, when I picture what I want Joe and Kurt to do to each other, I want them to just freaking destroy each other. Just like go at it, like fast paced action. And that's what they did in their other matches. And I don't even know if they really did much. Maybe toward the end of the lockdown match, they picked up the pace a little bit to get to the finish. But it was like solid 10 minutes, I think, of rest holds and like leg locks.
Yeah. And there wasn't even any blood or anything.
We're going to talk about that too.
Okay. But and I'm convinced to some extent that the match was played out the way that it was because Kurt knows that he's not ever going to do anything MMA, and he just wanted to get, even in a worked situation, his fix of that desire to do that.
I sort of feel like that too, honestly. And if that's the case, like that's fine. That wouldn't surprise me at all if that's kind of why it went down the way it went down.
Well, it bothers me because I would have paid $30 for, you know, a snoozer compared to what they'd done before.
Well, that's fair. Okay, well, let's get into these matches. Let's compare our star ratings to Dave Meltzer's. It's always kind of fun to see the differences, and if you can already think about how he thought about the show and how we thought about it, this should be pretty interesting. Now, when we were doing the show, we were actually pretty aligned with Larry Zonka. So I thought that was really fun to see when another fan is watching and we're almost directly aligned with them the whole time. It's kind of fun. So there was no pre-shows or anything like that, and nothing's even noted even here. So I'm sure for that 30-minute pay-per-view pre-show, they just showed video packages or something, but nothing's noted. So starting off, we had Jay Lethal retaining the X Division title in that 6-way match. I think it was the Escape match over Sanjay Dutt, Johnny Devine, Curryman, Consequences, Creed, and Shark Boy in 10 minutes and 25 matches. Or sorry, I was reading ahead. In 25 seconds. This was a good match, he says, but rushed. The whole story that they were pushing was that Dutt and Lethal were best friends, which kind of contradicts every vignette that we've been seeing over the last month. But they played it up as they worked together doing double team moves early. The spot of the match came with Curryman, billed as being from New Japan Pro Wrestling, going off the top of the cage with a flip dive onto Creed and Devine. And then further along in the match, he says keep in mind that not only do I watch every minute of TNA television programming, but I take pages of notes, which is pretty interesting. And I had no idea the rules of this match until kind of figure it out during the match. Now, that might be a little dramatic because I feel like this one was not as hard to follow, but if he's saying that he has pages of notes and he couldn't figure it out, then take that for what it's worth. Devine tied Lethal to the ropes and tried to escape through the door, but Dutt wouldn't let him. He then started to climb over the top, so Dutt threw scissors or a knife into the cage to Lethal to cut his way loose from the ropes. As Devine was going over the top, Dutt opened the door for the cage, and Lethal did a tope through the door into nobody on the floor, and he hit the floor first, so he won. He gives this match 3 stars, and me and Bob both gave it 2.5. Next up, we saw Frank Trigg do a very subtle heel promo. Jerry Borash noted that Trigg had been in the ring with Matt Hughes and George St. Pierre, and Trig got mad because he lost twice to Hughes and once to St. Pierre. Trig was smirking and said that there was no way that Samoa Joe in a 5-week training camp with Marcus Davis can learn enough to beat Kurt Angle. The next match was the Queen of the Cage match. We saw Roxxi Laveaux win the match over a lot of people. Christy Hemme, Salinas, Jackie Moore, Tracy Brooks, Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, Raka Khan. And really, she mostly beat Angelina Love. Now, the winner of this... Oh, sorry. This match went 5 minutes, 27 seconds. So, it's pretty short. The winner would get a shot at Kong. That's essentially a number one contenders match. He says this match was useless and worthless on the show, but it didn't last long to figure out why it was booked. And he says that's because somebody wanted to see Velvet Sky climb a cage, which I don't really think that's why it was booked, but he's trying to be funny.
He's trying to be funny. Yeah. That's great.
Angelina Love and Roxxi Laveaux were the first to get into the cage. In about 1 minute and 30 seconds. So everyone else got a nice pay-per-view payday for almost doing nothing. So they had to get into the cage, and then it was a singles match, right? Now, as it turned out, the crowd was way into it because Roxxi Laveaux is actually from the Boston area, working as Nikki Rocks. We've talked about this a lot. She's worked for New England Championship Wrestling, and there's been an all-woman show in Somerville, Massachusetts for years as well. Now, of course, they couldn't say that since in TNA, she's from New Orleans because of her gimmick, and that only hides whatever talent that she has. So they had to hide the fact that she's from Boston. The match was better than on paper or expectations, but still had no reason to be on the show that already had 2 matches with women and already had 3 other multi-person matches on the show. Now, I disagree with the women part of this, but I just think it was too short and there was like kind of a nothing match. But anyways, he gives this match a 1.75 stars, and me and Bob both gave it 2 stars. And for the record, we gave it 2 stars because of what Roxy and Angelina Love did, because they worked pretty good together.
Yeah, not because of Velvet Sky.
Yeah. Although, could give it an extra 0.5 star for her, but... unfortunately, we also learned on the show that Crystal is apparently gone from TNA. She's been replaced by a woman only known as Lauren. So, there she is. She made her debut. Don't know the story on this one, Dave says, but it better be good because Crystal is one of the best female interviews he's ever seen in wrestling. Lauren was like every female interviewer in WWE that she shows up, looks very plastic but glamorous, and is gone in 3 weeks, and you never miss her.
I don't know about plastic.
Yeah, I know. He's going a little hard there, but...
What?
I also don't... I have a feeling she won't be gone in 3 weeks, which... She's
not.
Yeah, there you go. Next up... As Bob said, it was one of his favorite matches of the show. BG James pinned Kip James in 6 minutes and 45 seconds. That's long. I don't remember it going that long, so that tells you something. Kip did an RKO out of nowhere. That was funny. That's what Dave wrote. He also did a famous error for an ear fall. Kip missed a charge into the corner, and BG schoolboyed him. Now, I just want to call out, that is all he wrote about the match, which tells you how much happened in the match. I did not cut anything out of that. That was it. Now, after the match, BG offered Kip his hand, and Kip shook it. Then he raised each other's arms until Kip clotheslined BG and beat on him. Mike Tenay and Don West were so overplaying it. There is a problem when every fan in the building knows that Kip is turning on BG. So then he does, and the announcers are screaming at you like it's the most heinous angle you've seen. Sometimes you just have to low-key an angle and joke about it rather than waste good outrage on an angle that's worthless with guys nobody cares about, and save it for an angle that has a prayer of meaning something. He gave this match 1 star. I also gave it 1 star, and Bob gave it a dud.
That's right. And I hate giving duds, but that was a dud.
After that match, Angle did a good promo, talking about how he beat everyone thrown at him in WWE, and then he saw Samoa Joe on the competition's TV show, and he said he saw someone just like himself, and he had to come to TNA to beat Joe to prove that he was the best. They also pushed the idea that Joe had beaten Angle 3 of the prior 4 meetings. Granted, that's WWE-style math, where every house show match never happened. This was completely different from any Angle interview that he's done since coming here, which is why it worked. I believe this was also the one where he was like, he didn't blink the whole time for like 3 minutes straight.
Yeah.
We were trying to keep a track of that.
Yeah, he didn't.
The next match, it was the Cuffed in the Cage match. Super Eric and Kaz won the handcuffs match is what they keep calling it, but over Lance Hoyt and Jimmy Rave, Homicide Hernandez, Motor City Machine Guns, Scott Steiner, Petey Williams, and Relic and Black Rain in 10 minutes 41 seconds. It started out with Rain and Relic actually beating up Eric Young backstage, but the beating was rushed and didn't look good enough to keep him out of the match, and that's why it didn't, because he eventually came back out. Now, everyone got handcuffed. The big spot was Kaz doing the flux capacitor on Jimmy Rave. After Kaz was handcuffed, it came down to Relic and Rain versus Hoyt and Rave. Now, at this point, the Super Eric music came on. Super Eric came out, climbed to the top of the cage, did a crossbody onto all four, and then he handcuffed Hoyt, Relic, and Rain to the cage to win. The whole match was built was to build the Super Eric spot, and it did work. But the match itself, with some exceptions of cool stuff from Kaz and Hernandez, was just a normal Battle Royal type match. He gives this match 2.25 stars, and I gave it 2 stars, and Bob gave it 1.5 stars. Up next, we saw that Knockouts tag team match. Gail Kim and ODB defeated Awesome Kong and Raisha Saeed in 8 minutes 26 seconds. Usual good TNA women's match, although nowhere near the level of Kong versus Kim matches. That should be expected. Saeed worked most of the way. She was wearing this costume that draped over her to hide her figure. They had explained that she was a trained pro wrestler from Syria who learned in Japan. Her costume didn't appear to be the best to work in, and the mask hid the facials. It was a burqa, not just a mask, but whatever. I think people expected someone dressed like that, or didn't expect people think that she would be able to work. So it was a weird reaction to having her have so much offense. I actually agree with that. I thought it was pretty interesting how they just went right into that. The finish saw Awesome Kong go to hit ODB with the spinning back fist, but she moved and Kong hit Raisha Saeed. Kim then hit Kong with a missile dropkick while ODB came from the top rope with a splash on Saeed for the pin. ODB, in her interview, vowed to unmask Saeed, but during the match, they never even worked in that direction at all. He gives this match 2.5 stars, and me and Bob both gave it 2 stars. Then backstage, Karen Angle did an interview saying that she came to support Kurt because he's the father of her kids. She also said that she knows Kurt better than anyone and is concerned with what may happen if he doesn't live up to his own expectations of being the best. The next match, Booker T and Sharmell defeated Robert Roode and Peyton Banks in 7 minutes and 35 seconds. Sharmell pinned Banks with a schoolgirl after Banks accidentally slapped Roode when Sharmell moved. Nothing much to this. Roode got mad at Banks after the match, blaming her for the loss, and left without her. She was left in the ring crying. He gives this match 1.25 stars, and I gave it 2 stars, and Bob gave it 1.5 stars. That's another one where that's all he wrote about it. He didn't write anything else. So, and I think we were left actually fairly disappointed with that match. We expected a little bit more heat in there because of what Sharmell didn't even get any revenge on Roode.
Yeah, I mean, that Booker didn't the aggression and everything. I mean, Roode, for everything that he's done, should be showing up here on Impact with a bandage on his forehead, and he got wrecked, and that just wasn't what happened. And I'm sure you're going to mention something about blood not being on the show or something, but
yeah, I'm going to mention that.
Very limited.
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. We saw Marcus Davis up next, a UFC fighter who supposedly was training Joe. He was interviewed. They noted that he was a UFC fighter nicknamed the Irish Hand Grenade. Now, on Impact, they never made it clear that he was a UFC fighter. It was almost that they assumed that everyone knew. And this is what I think is actually super interesting about this, Bob, because I thought he was like an actor. I didn't really think that he was a UFC fighter, like an MMA guy. I didn't think he was like a legit guy.
You thought he was just somebody they paid to do a role?
Kind of. I had no proof that he was just like a rookie guy, like a train, which to a degree, I mean, he kind of seemingly like he is, because as he notes here, he was on the Ultimate Fighter reality show a few seasons back and had some impressive finishes in the last year, but he's hardly a major name. So
yeah, he's not a major name.
But Lauren came across like someone not interested here, but was faking being interested, which that's kind of her job.
It's literally her job.
But yeah, no, I kind of thought he was like nobody. I truly did not realize. But now I know. Up next, second to last match, it was Lethal Lockdown. Team Cage of Christian Cage Sting, Rhino, Matt Morgan, and Kevin Nash beat Team Tomko, which was Tomko, AJ Styles, Team 3D, and James Storm in Lethal Lockdown. That went 26 minutes and 27 seconds. Good match overall, with the crowd really hot. Kind of like an ECW crowd for a gimmicked up match when the ECW crowds were really hot. Essentially, we know this, but I'm only mentioning it because of the end part. It's War Game rules with staggered entrances, but once everyone's in, the ceiling of the cage lowers. There are weapons on the ceiling, and it turns into a weapons match. And Dave says, actually, that hurts the match, not helps it. And I sort of disagree. I hate to say it. I think when the ceiling drops with all the weapons, that's when the fun starts. I think that's what makes Lethal Lockdown a little different.
Yeah, but I think what he's saying there is, at that point, it's just like hitting people with weapons.
Yeah, but I feel like that's also where they save a lot of the big spots for. And in his bias shows here because he does not enjoy big weapons matches usually, and he always calls them weapons matches, which I think are funny. But I feel like he also just doesn't enjoy that most of the time, especially when it's based off of a very big, loved match stipulation like War Games.
Well, I kind of get where he's coming from because historically, and of course this is more of a WCW sense, or NWA WCW sense, is that there was never weapons dangling from the roof. It was just a group of guys that all hated each other, and they were using the cage, and it was more rugged compared to like, hey, I have 15 trash can lids I'm going to hit you over the head with now.
Well, so I think they should make it 16. 16 trash can lids. Yeah. He notes that AJ Styles and Christian Cage were the MVPs of the match. They did that cool thing in the beginning where they teased that it was going to be Cage and Tomko starting, and then Styles jumped in to attack Cage instead. I thought that was kind of fun. He does also note that they announced that the heels won the coin flip, but I honestly don't remember hearing that, but we could have just missed that brief note on commentary because we were even kind of wondering.
I don't remember.
Yeah. During this match, they really tried to push Morgan in giving him a lot of, pushing him a lot on commentary, all this stuff, but it didn't really seem to work. He then goes on to say how Tomko and Sting were the last two guys in. And then here's the big note. We can kind of been teasing here, but Devine bled in this match, Brother Devine. Now, in an all-cage match show, he was the only guy to bleed. He says that they have had to have some kind of anti-blood doctrine coming from somewhere. But we don't really have much more to say about it than that. But how interesting that Brother Devine is the only person on this entire show to bleed. Kind of weird.
That's very weird.
Yeah. The big spot was Christian Cage and Styles both climbing a ladder that was on top of the cage. And they were up there. Storm knocked the ladder over, and Styles and Cage fell onto a table that broke. Now, as long as that ceiling held together, they were okay. Because if that gave way, there would have been trouble. Yeah, could you imagine? They just fell through the ceiling. Jesus. Storm hit Morgan with a beer bottle, but Rhino then gored Storm for the pin, which was a pretty surprising person to get the pin in that Lethal Lockdown.
Sure was.
He gives this match 3 3/4 stars. Me and Bob both gave it 3.5. And then finally, it's the main event. We've talked a lot about it. And I'm cutting a lot out of Dave's write-up here, just as of another reference point. But Samoa Joe defeated Kurt Angle to become the second TNA heavyweight champion in 17 minutes, 34 seconds. Joe's family came to the ring doing their fire dancing and all that stuff for his entrance. They did backstage shots showing them coming out to the ring like you would see for boxers or UFC fighters. They announced Marcus Davis as presenting the belt to the winner. Fans didn't react much to Davis. Frank Trigg did commentary and did an awesome job of giving the match credibility. Karen Angle was also brought to ringside, but Kurt told security to have her removed, and she started swearing and all that kind of stuff. He says that it was amazing how much heat they had early, although again, you could tell some fans didn't like it. There were "We Want Wrestling" chants that were barely audible on the air. Funny because when they were all done there, they were essentially wrestling with all the grapples. Eventually here, Angle used the Olympic Slam and an ankle lock in the middle of the ring. Joe reversed it into a choke. Angle grabbed the ref by the shirt and used it to pull his way to the ropes. Something like that, which would be a nothing spot in a usual TNA or WWE title match, got incredible heat because of the context that they were doing. That was cheating because they were doing all the locks and stuff like that. But after some more exchanges, Joe got the pin with the Muscle Buster out of the corner. Dave gives this match 4.25 stars. I gave it 3.5, and Bob gave it 3.
So aside from Joe Angle, we were pretty close to him throughout the show, right?
I would say, yeah. I mean, a lot of these are closer than I feel like you'd expect. But yeah, I mean, not too bad. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But and needless to say, he loved it, and we did not love it necessarily. But that's okay. It's kind of part of the fun. But anyways, that is Lockdown. It's in the back. It's in the back burner now. We are moving ahead toward Sacrifice, I think. Right? Sacrifice?
Sacrifice is the next show, yeah.
I lose track sometimes, but I'm curious what's gonna happen here. Impact. I'm assuming maybe we'll see a little Samoa Joe celebration of some kind, and we'll see some fun stuff start to happen, and maybe Shark Boy will give someone a stunner. But anyway.
Well, I'm sure we'll see Samoa Joe. Is he going to smile at all?
I think he's finally not going to be as angry. I think we're going to see like a true babyface Samoa Joe now. He got what he wanted. You know what he's going to do? He's going to sign his contract tonight.
Oh, you know what? That's a really good point.
That's what he's going to do. And he's going to be happy about it. And Jim Cornette will be happy about it as well.
You know, if he was smart, now that he's a champion, he would ask for even more money. Because then you can be, I'll just walk out with the gold. This is a risk that you made.
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, let's get into this week's episode of Impact. It is April 17th, 2008. Our approximate runtime is 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 56 seconds. If you want to watch along with us, head over to the TNA Plus app, or if you have your own personal collection, that's going to do the trick as well. So let's get into some fallout from Lockdown. I'm going to count down from 3. When I say play, that is when the live watch begins. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh.
We're starting off with our TNA Wrestling Cross the Line.
Cross the line.
And of course, TNA Lockdown highlights here for us. Bob, while these highlights are playing, I just want to tell you about a couple dark matches that took place at this taping. Sanjay Dutt defeated Michael Judas in a dark match. And then I have another one listed in the Observer that I couldn't seem to find anywhere else, where the Motor City Machine Guns defeated Black Rain and Relic. Cage match doesn't seem to have any explosion stuff listed, so that could potentially be an explosion match.
Interesting.
It was at the end of the matches for this taping, so.
They're actually showing footage, not like stills. They're showing
a lot of footage.
Actual footage here.
The Revenge of Lockdown is the episode title. And now here's our normal Impact intro video. It's actually pretty impressive how long they've had the same exact intro music.
They don't care.
I don't care either. I don't mind it. I just think it's been like 3 years.
If I was WWE, I never would have changed from the first Raw theme song. I would have kept it going.
Oh, that one's awesome. Whoa. 3 TNA Championship matches tonight. X Division knockouts and tag team title matches.
Oh.
And look who we're starting off with. Samoa Joe.
Here we go. I'm going to say he's going to come out smiling.
Let's see. Get close to that face. Nope, he's not smiling yet.
Oh, that's a smile.
Yeah.
That's a smile.
It took him a second, but he did it.
Yeah. The era of Joe begins tonight. I think technically it started last Sunday because he won. I don't know how I feel about Joe in a suit though.
He had it on his last Impact. Well, did he have it for the contract signing? The one before that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last 2 Impact times we saw him, he had a suit on as well.
I don't know.
But see, he doesn't. He doesn't have a tie though. Less formal.
Yeah, but he still feels like corporate.
Tonight, TNA fans around the world, we are the champion.
They zoom in on an 8-year-old girl
who's screaming. Well, now we know who the culprit is who's screaming the whole show.
Yeah.
See, there she is again.
She's still here. That reminds me, I feel like I've said this several times before, but that always reminds me of the woman at WrestleMania 8 where she's just yelling, "Come on, Sean!" the whole time. And you can tell there's a moment where security must have told her, like, "Hey, like, shut up." Because then it just stops.
Bob, I'm pretty sure this is so random, but I think I need to try to get it out now before I forget again. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure I had a dream last night about us going to the TNA show. And there was 2 wrestlers that came out, and I got really upset, and I started just, like, booing them. Like, boo! Boo! Like, this sucks! And, like, I got, like, in trouble for it, being like, stop, like, yelling these people suck, and, like, you're mad. And I was like, I'm allowed to be upset. Like, I'm allowed to be mad. But they were no names. Like, they were nobodies.
Like, you didn't know who they were?
Yeah, no, they were just nobodies. Like, literally, I think one of them, like, some people might have known, but it wasn't like a real wrestler. Like, these were completely made up. But the whole point of the dream was, like, I'm allowed to be mad that I'm not happy that this person's here. And then there was, like, a point where they were about to, like, cut a promo, and I was like, you suck! and everyone laughed because it was dead silent. This is such a weird dream.
That's funny. If you hadn't said anything, that might have been a case of deja vu if it happened.
It still might.
Good.
Samoa Joe is very fan-focused in this promo. This is for us. He's saying that this belt will be defended by the sweat of my brow.
And the blood on my fist.
I think...
Aggressive.
Okay, it looks like this might be wrapping up. Oh, wait, he's still talking. Never mind. I don't want anyone to interrupt him. I want this to just be his moment, and let's move on.
Holla, if you hear me.
I'm kind of waiting for it. It's real, America. It's damn real. Ah, shit. There it is. Sirens.
Holla, if you hear me. That's the only thing that's missing is the holla. Oh, you know what? He did that in WWF. So
yeah, that's the WWE version.
Yeah.
Now,
May 11th is Sacrifice, by the way.
Okay. Here comes Petey Williams and Raka Khan. I want like a name for this duo. What would we name them? The Genetic Freaks.
Yeah.
I just saw your shirt. That's why I said that. Oh, I have a Raka Khan note, Bob.
Okay.
But I feel like we need to hear what Scott's going to say, so I'm going to hold on to that. Hate to bring up the little love fest you have with your redneck fans out here. I'm here to talk about sacrifice and what sacrifice really means. Little Petey Pump, when you're going through all my initiations, you sacrifice your dignity, your pride, and your honor just to gain my respect. And that's meant a lot to me. So in turn, oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Scott Steiner just gave Petey his X Division title shot.
What a nice guy.
You can use this anytime you want. Now notice, that's the original briefcase. Scott kind of redid his briefcase so it makes sure that you know it's his TNA World title shot. when I look at you, when I look at me, I see that sacrifice has a totally different meaning. I've sacrificed my whole career, my whole life. That's why he was an All-American. That's why I'm a genetic freak. Look at that.
It's true.
I just saw a video of Scott Steiner from like WCW where some guy's girlfriend was like rubbing up on him, and he's like, "Yeah, see, your girlfriend's rubbing up on me. She ain't touching you."
Yeah.
When it was time to eat 4 Twinkies, you ate 5.
Okay, I feel like he's attacking me now.
And they said when it's time to eat a hamburger, you eat a hamburger with extra cheese. We're immediately attacking his weight. Dude, the first person I can say this to, bigger is not better. Talking about the TNA knockouts now?
Genetic junk.
Shit. The only place he hasn't been a world champion is right here in TNA. I was going to say, I kind of forgot he won the heavyweight title in WWE, didn't he?
What's that?
He won the heavyweight title in WWE, didn't he?
Steiner?
Yeah, didn't he?
No.
Oh, so he lied.
He was the WCW champion,
Well, yeah, I know that.
but he never won the WWE title.
Oh, okay, he lied.
Well, he's a heel. Of course he's going to lie. And here comes Kurt Angle.
I kind of was hoping we weren't going to see Kurt right away. Well, hey, Bob, speaking of Kurt Angle, Randy Couture talked this past week about what Kurt Angle has been saying regarding a potential match this year. Couture said that all that has happened is that he's been asked if he's willing to do a match, and he has said that if and when he's out of his Zuffa contract, he'd be interested. He said nothing has been signed, but if it happens, it would be a grappling match and not an MMA match, and feels Angle's limited knowledge of the grappling game would prove his undoing. Okay, Kurt Angle's in the ring. He's got a microphone. Joe, first of all, no excuses. Man to man. You beat me at Lockdown.
Damn right he did.
Being the champion that I am, I always learn from my mistakes. Whenever I have a match. Even if it's a classic knockdown, drag-out match like we had at Lockdown. Win or lose, I always learn from it. I never make the same mistake twice. Really? So Steiner, you have earned your title shot. Even though your last big win was against the Road Warriors in 1975. You have a title shot at Sacrifice. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to wrestle Samoa Joe.
Oh.
Oh boy. Samoa Joe, I guess you didn't read my contract. But in this contract, there's an agreement. A title rematch clause. Which means I can have my rematch for the title anytime I choose.
Uh-oh. Joe, you got to read the contract. God.
They never do. He's decided to have the match next week on Impact.
Oh.
Are you kidding? Live, free on Spike TV. Well, not live, but
I was gonna say, is it another live episode?
I don't think so. That's real. That's damn real. That is a big way to try to pop a rating. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's not. It's not live. In case anybody's wondering.
Yeah, I didn't think it was, but I know I teased you about a Rockcon note, but I will hold on to that until we get a brief moment because it's a little longer. Because we are heading back to Lauren in the back with the Rhino and Christian Cage. Is there a future for this tag team and the future of TNA?
They're best friends, yes.
Everybody knows about our 10-year plus friendship, or our relationship in the business and our friendship. Look at the weird ladder set up on the in the background there. Are they teasing a Full Metal Mayhem match?
They might.
We've been to hell together. Oh, someone's coming in. It's Team 3D. Oh, they're on like a TV set.
Yeah, they are. I can't tell which one it is.
That's really funny. Do they have to go through this soundstage to get to the Impact Zone one?
Oh, maybe.
Oh shit. Brother Ray said, he's talking, don't stare at me, stare at him. Because Christian was looking at Brother Ray. Whether you screw him tonight or you screw him tomorrow, you will screw him. So Brother Devine is trying to get into Rhino's head.
He might be right, though.
Yeah. Feels like a Shawn Michaels situation. He always turns on his partner.
Said, I mean, it's only one person.
He turned on Hulk Hogan.
That's not like a long-term...
That's when that happened. That's when why I remember that. He always turns his back. He turned his back on Triple H. He turns his back on
No,
Hulk
he didn't.
Hogan.
Triple H turned his back on him.
He turns back on John Cena.
Sean turned on Marty. And I guess technically Diesel.
See?
And Hogan. It's only 3 people.
That's a pretty good track record.
Bob, that's what we call a trend.
Didn't he do it to Cena too?
If they team up one time, I don't consider that a tag team partner. It's the guy that
they were tag team champions. They were the tag titles.
Oh my god, give me a break.
Okay, so the chaos is just broken out here. Robert Roode, James Storm, and Kip James have just attacked Christian and Rhino with Team 3D. Oh, Jackie is there as well.
What the fuck is Kip doing? Great.
The Kip part of that is really odd.
That's really weird. Whatever. It sounds like they're going to do like an 8-man tag or something, and Kip is going to be losing that one.
Yeah. And now we're just... Oh, it's a sacrifice promo. Wrestling cross the line. X Division title is on the line in just moments. Okay, JB is with Jay Lethal.
So we are 16 minutes and 15 seconds into the show. No wrestling. So we're roughly about probably what 20 something minutes into the show with commercials.
Yeah. I'm not completely surprised coming off the pay-per-view that they wanted to do like a big segment to open the show.
Yeah, but SoCal Val and Sanjay were banging in the bathroom.
Well, we don't know if that's what they were doing, but
they were doing. Give me a break. She was doing something there.
Look, JB just grabbed him. What are you doing in there? We were just talking, he said. She's my friend.
In the women's restroom.
I'm no snitch, but you just keep going what you got going on. Jay needs my help. I gotta go.
Something ain't right there.
Oh, no.
Oh, Hermie.
Listen, Hermie's a really nice guy. I don't want to hear him on commentary.
When I think of an X Division specialist, it's Hermie Sadler.
Do you think Frank Trigg is going to come back next week to commentate for the
Absolutely. 1,000,000%.
Look at this. We're reviving an old feud here. Johnny Devine is about to get a shot at the X Division title.
Great. I hope he wins it.
He's got the camera. We can't call it the paparazzi cam anymore, I feel like, but
no,
that's what it is.
He's got a bunch of gimmicks. He's got the camera, he's got a kendo stick, he's got a fucking top hat thing, he's got sunglasses.
Wait, that's so funny. It's almost like all of his gimmicks he's been doing in the last couple of years all in one. He's got Raven's serotonin hat. He's got the kendo stick from working with Team 3D. He's got the camera from being with Alex Shelley.
Right. Eric Bischoff would compare him to like Diamond Dallas Page in 1995 when he had a cigar and he had all this other stuff with him.
He's got too many gimmicks.
A man of too many gimmicks.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, my girlfriend's cheating on me in the women's restroom with my best friend.
This is the first time she's directly coming out with him, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
SoCal Val leading him out to the ring.
Also, SoCal Val looking absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, a nice blue dress with some white elbow-length gloves. So for some reason, this is like so random, but for some reason, many years ago, I purchased like an autograph, like a mystery autograph bundle from TNA.
Yeah.
And they gave me multiple SoCal Val autographs. Like I have more than one SoCal Val autographed 8x10. It came with a lot more than that, for the record, but it came with multiple SoCal Val ones.
I'm sure that they're not even just hers, but I'm sure that they would have had hundreds of signed 8x10s by people that they never got rid of.
Yeah, so I'll give you a reference point of some of the other ones I have because I just looked at them. I have it's a kind of a spoiler, but Cute Kip. I have a couple of Abyss ones. I have a Mr. Anderson one. Garrett Bischoff.
Oh, just so like you got like 2010 stuff. 2011.
Yeah, but some of them are like 2008 promo picks, 2008, 2009. And I have SoCal Val. It's just like I said, a super random selection of, and it was just like a bundle, and you just buy it, and so I did.
Interesting.
Johnny Devine Irish whips Jay Lethal into the guardrail. Oh, and Devine is yelling at SoCal. How dare you?
Oh, April is Autism Awareness Month. I didn't know that.
I was trying to hear what he's... Okay, portion of all the proceeds from something purchased on TNAWrestling.com will be going to some kind of thing that Hermes doing for Autism Awareness Month. Double sledge off the middle rope. Oh my god, look at this.
Binghamton.
TNA Live. Binghamton, New York. Poughkeepsie, New York. May 16th, 17th.
Wallingford, Connecticut.
I don't know if I realized they came so close to Syracuse without coming back again until 2009. But let's see, in 2008, I was still in like high school. It's not like I was getting anywhere.
I had just graduated.
Devine going for a moonsault from the top. Oh, he hit it.
Yeah, zoom up into SoCal Val's face.
She's shocked. Lethal's able to kick out.
She was acting like as if she's never seen a moonsault before, but
Right.
she's only been sitting at ringside for the better part of 3 years now.
Double underhook. Little Alabama slammer.
How do you like me now? Come on, Jay. You can't lose to Devine again.
Do you think they're doing this to give that definitive win over Devine instead of how they kept doing the multi-man matches and stuff?
I mean, maybe.
I just feel like I would have just done it against someone else instead of just doing the same feud that you've been doing.
It also could be because, hey, we got your buddy in trouble at WWE, so sorry about that.
Oh, so here's a title shot on TV that you're going to lose?
Yeah.
There's the lethal combination, and Jay Lethal is climbing to the top. And boom, right in the heart. Going for the cover? Boom. Jay Lethal retains the X Division Championship.
Oh, yeah, baby. I won it for my girlfriend who's cheating on me with my best friend in the women's restroom. Oh, yeah.
Hermie, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. But this is the...
Oh, what's it? Oh, no. Oh!
Oh, shit. Petey Williams just hit him in the face with the briefcase.
Val, get in there.
No way. We go to commercial, and we're back. He just smashed his head inside the briefcase. Wait, what went down during commercial?
Oh, he's really been beating him up.
DDT onto the briefcase? He smashed his head into it? That actually looked like it hurt pretty bad. He's at the microphone. Machismo, you see this?
So this is like a full heel turn.
Oh, yeah. Well, it doesn't say Maple Leaf Muscle, Petey,
No.
but it does say you get an X Division title shot.
Petey, he's unconscious. You just smashed his head in a briefcase.
He's saying he can bring home gold to his home country of Canada. Ring the bell. He's yelling at Rudy. No way.
Rudy's like, damn it.
It's official. The bell has just rung.
And then Rudy just takes Lethal's head out of the briefcase like it's nothing.
Oh no.
God.
He's setting him up for that sick flip pile driver.
Oh, no. Counter it. Vale, hit the referee, DQ.
1, 2. Holy shit.
Oh, wait a minute. If he got DQ'd, he would have lost the title still, right? That's still a rule.
I don't know if that is still a rule.
It shouldn't be because it was only NWA, I feel like. But,
Wow, dude. Well, we have a new X Division champion. Little Petey Pump. Rockcon strapped the title around him.
Well, the hazing definitely has changed Petey Williams.
Talk about a turn for him. For his career in TNA, not just the heel turn. I'll get to that. But there was quite a bit of time where he was doing nothing.
Yeah.
And arguably, he was becoming forgettable. And this pairing with Scott Steiner has really revitalized his character in TNA.
Yeah.
We're going backstage with LAX, but I really did like that turn. I think that was a really good promo, and what a surprise.
That was a good segment.
Okay, Homicide's talking. They're going to storm the ivory tower with some machetes. Is that a hint? Are we bringing back Machete into LAX? No, I'm kidding. Could you imagine?
Good.
I'm assuming these guys are getting the title shot tonight, right? Is that what they're saying?
I don't know.
We don't. Okay, he's speaking Spanish, so I don't know what he said. Sorry, Hernandez. Well, Selena, so you got a problem, Barbie? Oh shit, she's about to beat the shit out of Lauren, or maybe kiss her on the cheek.
I don't know what just happened.
Wow. Are we about to say Matt Morgan match here?
No, yes, damn it.
Oh shit, I have a Matt Morgan note too, Bob, and it's kind of long.
Yeah, you never gave us did you give us the Rocket Khan one?
No, I will. Oh, he's got a microphone. I will give you the Rocket Khan one though.
Matt Morgan, #1 fan is that woman.
Jesus Christ.
That's what she says.
Well, he's got a mic, so I'll wait a second. But his note is a little bit longer, and it's about American Gladiators, so.
Of course it is.
God. He's talking very, very fast. You don't want to know what the real relationship between me and Jim Cornette is? He was like a father to me in this business. It's like, okay, slow down.
Maybe WWE had given him a stuttering gimmick to make him slow down talking.
I forgot about that.
Matt Morgan.
It's crazy. He's talking about people crying about their paycheck spot on the card. Oh boy. We're talking about a sacrifice? That's a joke. He actually had to be a bodyguard for TNA management. That's how he got his foot in the door.
Oh, you had a job. Oh.
I had to wear a suit.
Oh.
Untapped muscle. Yeah.
I don't think anybody cares about this.
Dude, the crowd is silent. I feel like we're about to be pushing someone that no one cares about.
You think so?
I'm pretty sure about that.
Mm.
Okay. The crowd is wicked quiet, dude. They're trying to make it look like they're excited, but they're silent.
Yeah.
The most genetically jacked.
Athletically stacked.
Athletically.
Okay. All that for just this a promo?
It was just a promo? He's in his ring gear and everything?
Yeah. All right, bye, Matt. Get out of my face.
Okay, so let me give you this note as we head into the tag team title match next. After going through the auditions and surviving all the cuts, Matt Morgan is off the season of American Gladiators for a number of reasons, largely due to conflicts between TNA schedule now that he's being pushed and the Gladiator schedule. Here's the funny part of the story. Morgan was a guy, largely due to Jim Cornette pushing, that they had long-term plans with, but we were going to keep him out of the ring and low-key him for a long time. There was always the idea that he would become a wrestler and get a major push. Some forces on the booking team who lacked patience were wanting from about his third week on TV. There were some who felt that the time... Yeah, I know. There were some who felt that the time was about right, but nothing definitive was decided. Some were with the impression the push was going to start now under any circumstance, but others have said when Morgan made Gladiators, the feeling was they needed to start the push as a wrestler so he'd be a headliner by the time the Gladiator season started. So they moved him from the backstage role and decided to make him into a main event wrestler. Now, at first, it appeared that everything was worked out from a schedule standpoint. Morgan was in Los Angeles a few weeks back to finalize his contract, and also to be with the other Gladiators in the beginning to practice for the new season, which started taping this past week. When he got there, NBC at first wanted him to sign a contract for 2 seasons, which he was okay with, but then they wanted an option for up to 6 years. Plus, they insisted on Gladiators being his first priority, including the possibility of him being available for house show touring. Even though, if everything went right for Gladiators between the merchandising and touring, if the show lasted, he could make a lot of money. He decided against signing the contract because he wanted to be a pro wrestler, and ultimately, he could see that no matter what both sides agreed to at first, there was a good chance that he wouldn't be able to do both. I didn't know American Gladiators did house show touring.
I think they even did that in the early 90s. There's a documentary on Netflix about that stuff.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah. It's mostly like, hey, this is going pretty good, and then like all the negative stuff.
Oh, okay. I kind of not see that interests me. I know they're bringing it back too, and there's a lot of wrestlers in it.
Yeah.
And The Miz is hosting.
Yep.
Samoa Joe just did an interview in the back with Kevin Nash behind him. Unfortunately, while I was reading, I didn't really hear much about what he said, but
let me see if I can find out.
I was going to just pull up wrestling recaps and actually see.
That's what I'm doing.
Cool.
That's the benefit of me being a nerd.
And here comes LAX because they are challengers for the NWA, or sorry, the TNA, not the NWA, tag team titles.
Okay, here we go.
Wow. Okay, their flashback here is just going black on the screen. Okay. Some kind of issue. There we go. What is happening? Yes, at Destination X, they technically earned this title shot.
Okay, so... Oh, right, Alex, yeah. So Samoa Joe is saying that challengers come with the territory as being champion. He thinks they are sadly mistaken to think that they will take the title from him, that being Steiner and Angle. Joe is the standard bearer. Of course, now we know Nash is behind him, and he welcomes Angle to come next week to find out who the undisputed champion truly is.
Okay.
Is the
I
gist
could
of it.
I could have probably guessed that, so I'm glad I wasn't going to be far off if I was to say that.
So here's one thing I've noticed in my TNA viewing habits, and I think it continues on for quite a bit, is I hate that. I hate when we have a lengthy segment to start the show, which kind of explains all that, and then they go backstage and do another interview with a guy that was in the segment. That interview added nothing to the feud.
Right. Yeah, it's just like additional speaking for the same thing.
Yeah, and it gets to a point, and as we continue on here for the next almost 2 years, it gets to a point of just complete overexposure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like there's no reason, let's say in the future, of there being like 6 or 7 Kurt Angle interview segments.
Yeah, that's too many.
There's just no need.
AJ and Tomko out here now are champions, and so this is a 3-way tag team match. AJ Tomko defending against LAX and Eric Young and Kaz, who aren't much of a tag team that I thought would have gotten a tag team title shot.
Well, didn't they win Cuff in the Cage?
Yeah, but was that number one contender? I guess in a weird way.
Well, no, but I could just de facto kind of be like, hey,
yeah, you're right.
You went up the ranks a little bit.
I'll accept it. I'm surprised, I guess. Eric Young and AJ starting us off here. Do you want that Raka Khan now, I guess, now, so I don't forget again? I don't know if we're going to see her again.
I hope it's good.
I actually thought this was a good one. She actually has a lot of heat on her, believe it or not. So we heard that she was at the WWE Hall of Fame. That was pretty much left to slide because they just figured she's only been around in wrestling a few months, and even though word was out that TNA people weren't to attend, she went. Now, Dave does note that Velvet Sky, since she's dating a WWE wrestler, may have been given an exemption to this, but
she's dating Shane Helms, right?
That's right. Yeah. So this all being said, they signed a trading card deal as part. And as part of that deal, everyone on the roster has to autograph about 1,000 cards. It's just what it is, right? It's a pain, but it's part of the job. So everyone on the roster did it. Apparently, instead of signing the cards at the last tapings, she said that she would do it at home and then FedEx it in, which she did. And then maybe 1 or 2 others did as well, although they were bigger stars. Then the head of the company called TNA, furious, because her signatures didn't match, and they thought that she had someone forge them on the cards. Now, worse, in some of the signatures, Raka was spelled wrong, and in others, Khan was spelled wrong. When confronted, she said the reason the signatures were so different was that because she got tired and changed her signature. Jeff Jarrett made the call to just eliminate her from the card set.
Oh my God. She absolutely had somebody else doing it.
Yeah, for sure. Eric Young has left the match, by the way. We just went to commercial and came back, but he ran to the back probably because we're going to see a superhero make their appearance known in this match. AJ Tomko doing that tornado twisting neck breaker.
Isn't that like
combo.
the same move that Anderson and Gallows do, and I can't think of the name of it?
Yes. And I am also blanking, but they call it something too, they've said, and I can't remember what they've called it here in TNA.
Oh.
Holy shit, Tomko just flew to the ground when he tossed his homicide down out of the ring. That looked like it hurt. Look at this. Hernandez going for a flight, taking out Tomko, but from a dive to the floor. Supermax. AJ going to the top now. Oh,
What?
Cass caught him.
Oh my God.
The flux capacitor nearly just killed Kazarian. Look at his head. Ready? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God.
Kaz almost just paralyzed himself in the middle of the ring. Okay, and here comes the music. Here comes Super Eric.
I bet you Kaz is probably thinking, I'm not doing that move again.
I feel like he definitely stops it for a while. Kaz just tagged in Super Eric, who is ready to fight AJ Styles now. He cannot believe what he sees. I feel like at this point, shouldn't he just always wrestle as Super Eric? Why does he got to leave and come back?
Yeah, that's a good point.
The pop, I guess, but... Northern Light suplex? Eric Young just pinned AJ Styles?
And they just won the TNA Tag Team Championships.
What? What?
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, he is over, so I guess you put tag titles on him.
Okay,
Which is
so,
this move of the match is brought to you by Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay.
I actually have a note about this match here, Bob. So apparently, speaking of people who've got heat on them, Tomko does. Major heat on Tomko.
What did he do?
Apparently, he was asked to not do a April 12th show in Osaka the day before the lockdown pay-per-view and the day that they had the Fan Fest, but he ended up going to Japan anyways. So as punishment, they have decided to take the belt off of them. But Dave does say, I'm not really sure why it was Eric and Cass who got the nod, as Tomko and Styles had been scheduled to do the program with LAX.
Huh.
We also have commercials on our version here.
Yeah. So good. At least this. I bet you this is only on here because of those girls. I love me some commercials.
Edge shaving cream. This is really bad.
It gets a man going. I want to see what the...
We have more commercials.
Somebody didn't switch it up, I guess. Okay, so his match, Tomko's match, was for IGF. And it was against, I can't pronounce this.
Just try. Let's hear it.
Naoya Ogawa?
Okay. I mean, I don't know who that is, but...
Well, and I guess you wouldn't know because he's only ever been in Japan. Energy drinks are bad? What are you talking about? This sugar-free Red Bull is going to be great for me. 5-hour energy.
I'm going to give you another note because we're just seeing commercials, and I guess we'll just tell you when we're back.
These are not on the TNA Plus.
No.
In case you're wondering.
The Sun in the UK, when talking about TNA's 4 events in June, quoted an unnamed TNA insider as saying that though the shows are almost sold out with travel and production costs, they'll be lucky to break even. Now, Dave says our TNA sources say that the tour is going to be a major moneymaker because even though they are small venues, the ticket prices are high. Plus, they expect to do huge numbers per head in merchandise sales for all 4 nights. They will be taping one of the shows for the second Global Impact special. Okay,
Yeah,
they're still going.
It looks like we're getting the full commercial.
Okay. Well,
here.
Here's another note for you, and it's actually my second to last one. Okay. Right now, in Ring of Honor, there are no plans to use any other TNA talent after Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley appearances this coming weekend in Detroit and Chicago. Now, the door isn't shut, but nothing else is planned. It's also noted that Dixie Carter came to the April 11th show that was in Boston, as ROH was sandwiched in the market between SmackDown on April 8th and the TNA pay-per-view on April 13th. She came in midway through the show, she bought a ticket, and was low-key about it. She was friendly to everyone and wanted to watch the card from the stands with the fans.
So she watched a Ring of Honor show?
Yeah. Okay, we are about our last commercial because it's a Spike TV one. And so here you go. Your final note for the show, Bob. Jim Cornette is doing a 25th anniversary Midnight Express book that will come out later this year. It's not really TNA related at all, but he's writing a book.
No, I've been for a long time as we're back from those commercials.
Yep.
He was supposed to do like a Smoky Mountain book.
I'm surprised he hasn't.
Well, I think a lot of people are surprised he hasn't, but I've been waiting for a long time for that.
AJ and Tomko are yelling at Jim Cornette in his office, so I guess my note was good timing because here he is.
He's 2 different people.
So AJ's mad because Super Eric was in the match, even though he was already in the match. He's saying it's outside interference, shouldn't count. Okay. Ask Eric Young if him and Super Eric know each other. It's gotta be the same people. You want me to ask a guy if he's 2 different people?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's usually how it works there, Jim.
Cornette says, it's fine, I'll take care of it. I'll do it. And they leave. Bob, I also lied. I do have one more note that is a really quick one. I'll just tell you once we have another free moment.
Well, hopefully we get another 3.5-minute commercial break.
I really hope we don't.
Why not? I like commercials.
But I want to call out something important here. As Team 3 are making their way to the ring, we had 3 title matches tonight. Technically, we had an extra because of Petey's cash-in, but we have 2 new champions already.
What's the third one?
The Knockouts title, I believe. They showed Kong during that little intro in the beginning, So, could we go 0 for 3 on champions retaining their titles tonight?
Might.
I'm so hyped to see Team 3D here.
Oh, look at Devine's little Band-Aid.
Nice. It is a cute little Band-Aid.
Rhino and Christian Cage, right?
I would have to assume it's with Christian, right?
I'd have to think so.
Holy shit.
Gore! It's nice to know that they're okay from the beatdown from earlier, from the 5 guys.
Right. He looks like he's not even hurting at all, so it must have not been too bad.
He's an ECW original. That's nothing. That's child's play.
Yep, it is Christian Cage, confirmed. Christian Cage's theme song in TNA is one of my favorites.
I like Tomko's more.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Christian's, Sting's, Jarrett's. Those are all my favorite TNA themes.
Yeah, all the freaking main eventers.
Well, they're wicked good.
Yeah. They're wicked good.
This is the first of 2 Okay, so this is a Lockdown Revenge matchup. This is one of them because they were all inside of the Lethal Lockdown. Kip and Robert Roode against BG James and Booker T and Sting. Oh, I missed one name in the beginning. So it's Storm, Kip, and Roode. We're just casually having a Sting match on the show, and they didn't even tell us until
so it's
an hour into the show.
It's Storm Kip Roode and it's Sting Booker BG James.
Okay. It's another one of those Lockdown revenge matches.
Is it inside of a cage?
No, it's just a revenge match.
Give me the steps, man. I need the steps. I hope BG James gets the pin.
He might.
Probably will.
Brother Ray just keeps powering Brother Ray powers Christian Cage down. He shoves him into the corner. He's just like running into him and kind of shoving him over. He almost had the pin there, but he wasn't able to do it. Rhino tagged in, going after
Go
Brother
Terry.
Ray now. Big tear, boom. It's kicked in the face though. Ducks the clothesline by Brother Ray. Comes back. Belly to belly suplex.
1, 2, no. 2.
2. Let's go.
Oh. Devine getting tagged in. Double clothesline by the man beast. The war machine. Clothesline on the top for Devine. Uh-oh, what's Christian doing? He's climbing to the top. Crossbody onto both of them.
Takes him down, both on the floor. Going to commercial? Oh, we're coming back to a TNA Cross the Line thing. Well, good. This is a good break for you, Bab. Oh, my notes closed. Okay. Hang on. Okay.
Fix it, dude.
In its second week in Australia, TNA Impact beat out both Raw and SmackDown in the ratings. Impact had 43,000 viewers, making it number 28 on pay TV compared to SmackDown at 38,000 and Raw at 36,000. That's the final note of the show.
Well, unfortunately, that doesn't matter. USA is the only one that matters.
No.
Yeah, it is, because if it was anywhere else, then they would have moved their business to the UK.
I'm surprised they didn't, to be honest with you.
Well, that'd be probably the cost of that would be probably counterproductive. Everybody lives in the States. You have to fly everybody over there all the time.
You know, you have to make them all move.
Yeah, because I'm sure they'd all want to do that.
I would. Why not? 1, 2.
Moving to England or something, or London. That might be uprooting of the lives of hundreds of people. And knowing TNA, they'd have all these people move, and they'd be like, within 30 days, like, by the way, we're not using you anymore. You're fired.
Right.
That'd be great.
Well, Brother Devine has control here on Christian Cage. He's tagged in Brother Ray now. Do some double team action. Very little. He held him and kicked him, and now Brother Ray's in with Christian.
Oof.
Holy shit! What a back body drop that was.
That is, I'm telling you right now, if I was a wrestler, one of the moves I'd be like, I'm not taking is a backdrop.
Really?
Yeah. That's why I wish I was the size of the Big Show, because he ain't taking no backdrop. Oh boy. Oh. Christian's in the tree of woe.
This isn't going to go well for Christian Cage.
Devine steal the Canada.
Oh my god, he is. He's literally stepping on Cage's nuts.
That's fucked up.
That's not fair.
I'm surprised they didn't make reference to that.
Okay. What if he started doing it?
Or the Impact Zone crowd should have done it. I'm surprised they didn't.
True. They're reminding us that next week it's Samoa Joe against Kurt Angle for the TNA World Title. Live on Impact on Spike TV.
I think Kurt Angle's going to regain.
That would be absolutely insane, but such a TNA thing to do.
Yeah, I think they're going to see that this rating is a 0.8, and they're going to be like, Samoa Joe is not a draw. We're losing people. Put the belt back on Kurt.
But don't worry, this one is taped, and then the next one's taped literally the day after, so they wouldn't even know their rating by now.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Okay, Christian climbing to the top with Brother Ray. Nice. Look at that Hurricane Rana from the top. We got to double down. Take a shot. This is already a decently long Impact match. I'm surprised they're going so long.
It is.
I wish Rhino comes back. Tackles Brother Devine. Belly to Devine.
2. Spine buster. Get him, Rhino. Come on, Terry. Oh. This has not been a bad tag match.
No, it hasn't. I'm just surprised it's gone so long. But it might be coming to an end as Christian Cage is locking in the unprettier. Oh. Low blow. Referee's distracted. Yelling at Rhino to get back in the ring.
Oh, no.
Splash in the corner.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. He sidestepped and Rhino just gored his own partner.
Heel turn. Heel turn.
Oh, Devine just hit his own partner. Rhino rolls up Devine.
What is with roll-up finishes, man?
That is the
Why
win
can't Rhino just gore Devine there and win?
Because, look, there's going to be problems between this team. We got to insinuate that there may be issues.
Ridiculous.
I'll be honest with you, though. I did not think Rhino and Brother Devine were legal, but I might have missed the tag of some kind.
No, Cage was definitely a legal man. It was Cage and Bubba.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Lax rules, bro.
Wrestling logic, dude. They forget all the time.
Uh-oh. Team 3D looking like they're not happy with each other. They're going to break up.
Don't you dare. This isn't supposed to happen for another 6 years.
He's going to come back as Reverend Devine.
Yeah. With his own deacon.
Yeah. It's going to be Matt Morgan as the deacon now. Or Tomko.
Tomko would be good.
When they split before, when they did that, did Brother Ray do anything of significance? Because I feel like did he just exist?
No, Brother Ray was kind of getting a push on Raw. And then I think he was sloppy on putting Triple H through a table or something. And then his push went, gone.
Oh. Jim Cornette is with Eric Young now in the back. Now, if you look in the background, there's a bunch of superhero pictures, colored, and posters on the wall.
Yeah, well, he's just coloring.
He's saying, well, since Super Eric is a different person, there's outside interference. So,
are they really going to suggest that Super Eric was outside interference because he's a different person?
No. He said, you said there's outside interference, but there's no outside interference. AJ said it, but there's not. You didn't interfere, but because you are Super Eric. It's very confusing.
You didn't. There wasn't interference because you're Super Eric.
You interfered, but you can't interfere because you are Super Eric. Okay, we're going to straighten this whole mess out. There's some chaos in the background, I hear yelling. Oh, is it the Knockouts dressing room?
Yeah, it sure is. Borash seems way too excited to be going in there.
Oh, shoot. There's a lot. There's just yelling everywhere.
Yeah, why are they just yelling?
Cornette says, you want to get fired? You're going to be in the unemployment line.
What the
He just
fuck
called
did
them bitches.
I think he did.
I'm sick of you bitches ranting and raving. You want makeup artists. You want low-fat meals.
You want somebody else signing your name on trading cards.
Why is he turning heel on all the knockouts?
Because he's tired of them yelling.
There's going to be people making sacrifices around here. It's going to start in this room with every single one of you. Spoiled brats. That was weird.
Dude,
Okay.
if they strip Kaz and Eric Young of the titles because Super Eric is a different person,
On the same show.
why?
Cornette says he's going to apologize ahead of time for the stupidity that's going on in this television program. We're going to make this real simple, just like you, AJ Styles. This is a segment we do not need.
You think?
Like, holy crap. We're going to bring Eric Young out here to admit that he is the same person.
They're gonna do the same thing like with Mr. America. I bet you 1 week he's gonna be doing a lie detector test. That's all the bullshit.
That would not surprise me at all. Well, don't worry, Kaz is coming out to really make sure that we get this figured out. Okay, so Kaz has both of the title belts.
Okay, so my brain is going to. They're not going to admit anything because they have to protect the identity of Super Eric, like Superman.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like that's probably going to be the case as well.
So he'll just give up the titles.
I'm getting sick and tired of this, son. You have till the count of 3 to get your butt in this ring.
2.
1, 2. There's the music. The superhero music.
This is just overexposure. This could have happened next week. This is what I'm talking about. We gotta drag things out a little bit.
Yeah, this definitely should have been in the next episode, I feel like.
Yeah, make me believe that they're tag champs at least. Super Eric is not a different person.
Don West says, I think he has a valid point. Eric? Just explain this so we can clear the air. Who? Commissioner Gordon? It's a Batman joke. It's a real good rib. I'm starting to lose my patience, Eric. Listen to your partner. Why is your face getting red?
It's because all the Wendy's.
The Wendy's. Okay, Kaz says, Eric, the joke is over, bro.
I hope that Eric doesn't reveal, and then Kaz just beats the shit out of him.
Hey, it's not him, so he can do it.
Handsome ladies, man, he says about Kaz.
I'm Super Eric, son of Moltar, father of Zion. Okay, this is getting weird. Oh, the AJ and Tomko took their belts back. This is the way you want it to be, son.
This is so stupid.
Dude, we're stripping them of the titles.
This is dumb.
We are stripping them of the titles.
Because he's a different person.
I said they were stripped of the world titles. I didn't say you were the champions.
Whoa.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh great.
Oh, Bob.
You know what that means?
I hope it's not what I think.
It's gonna be a tournament, baby.
Don't do it. As far as I'm concerned, there are no champions. No, Cornette, no. He's going to think about this till next week. Okay. So Cornette is going to think about what he wants to do for the tag team titles.
This is so stupid.
I hope I'm wrong. I don't want a tournament.
You know, it has been too long since we've had a tournament.
You're not wrong. They haven't done it in a while. Well, we're backstage with James Storm, Jacqueline, Robert Roode, and Kip James. Lauren goes, I think you've bitten off more than you can chew tonight, stepping in the ring with Sting. Oh, Kip says, I'm megastar Kip James. I beat the hell out of my tag team partners of 10 years. If you're following along with us and you happen to have the version that also had commercials, we're at 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 7 seconds. If you are just following around on Impact Plus, hopefully you've aligned with us again. And it's probably taken off about 4 minutes from that.
Down here.
I can't believe you fell for that. Shit.
Okay, first of all, his cowboy gimmick was in the early 90s, but he's smoking guns.
He said the 80s. That's funny. He goes, yeah, you're just mad because your cowboy gimmick didn't get over.
No.
You'd think if you smashed a beer bottle on a circus clown's head. But Sting, you keep putting your nose in my business. Do you think we're going to get the same kind of situation here as when Daniels feuded with Sting, but it's James Storm now and it's just not going to go anywhere?
Well, I mean, Storm's not going to ever beat him or anything.
After I beat you, I become a bigger star. So you can go back and tell your kids, and your kids' kids, and your kids' kids' kids. You can talk to your dog if you want to.
The Daniels thing, that was last Slammiversary, right?
Sounds about right, timing-wise. Sorry about your dumb luck. And now Roode has to talk about Booker T, of course. I don't know what I can say tonight that hasn't already been said. I was kind of wondering that, too.
I can't wait to smack your bitch of a wife again, right? Is that what he's going to say? What is he going to say?
What do you call her? Horseface skank or something?
Yeah, he did say that.
Mm.
I think Roode is attracted to Charmel.
Oh.
And he's doing the whole like bullying type of deal, like we're in school.
I see what you mean. But like, oh, you're like cute, so I'm gonna be mean to you.
Yeah.
I can see it. Bring the clown and bring the redneck. It pays to be rude. Okay, next up, TNA Knockouts World Title on the line.
Oh, Awesome Kong against Roxxi Laveaux.
Okay. Roxy getting her shot right away. We're not waiting for no pay-per-view or nothing. We're just going right to it.
Hell yeah, dude.
She has her new voodoo music.
Roxxi Laveaux.
Let's go back to Sunday's lockdown event. The Queen of the Cage. She's the voodoo queen as well, so it adds up pretty well. The voodoo drop.
Can Roxxi Laveaux win the Knockouts Championship? I'm going to say that she could, but she's not.
She could, but she's not going to do it.
She could, but she's not.
Well, here comes the champion, accompanied by Raisha Saeed. It's Awesome Kong, the Knockouts champion. I think this should be pretty good, though, because we know Roxy's good. We like Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they do just like a really quick DQ or something. I feel like this is going to be a pretty decent one. But time will tell. Kong is in the ring. Rudy Charles is our referee. He's making sure everyone is separated. No one touch each other. There's the title. And here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. We're going to ring the bell. 3, 2.
Come on, Rudy.
Okay, we go to commercial. You can get the best of 2007 DVD. In case you're interested in buying that. I don't think I own that one because I thought it was weird that they only have 1 year that was like, this is the best of this year. I thought that was kind of weird.
That is weird.
It was a good year to highlight. I'm just not saying it's not. I'm just saying
best of TNA 2007.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's just going to be like, hey, a bunch of Booker T showing up.
Right.
For 2 months.
We're back from commercial. The bell has rung for Roxy against Awesome Kong here for the TNA Knockout World Title. Kong slams Roxy down to the mat.
She's so proud of herself. Come on, Roxy.
Let Roxy work a little. Don't just beat her down quick. Come on.
Yeah.
And we're choking her with her knee in the corner. Boom. Chopping the chest by Kong. Double fist. Boom. I'm going to do that to Bob next time I see him.
No, you're not.
Kong splashes Roxy into the corner.
I would put you in the torture rack, but you're not a small kid anymore.
I think it's just because you got weaker.
No, I mean, when at one point you're weighing 160 and now you're about 220, right. That's kind of a tough thing to pull off.
220, he says.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to come over tonight and you can put me in the torture rack and then I will leave.
235? Was I too low?
Roxy going after Awesome Kong. You can get a free week at TNA Mobile if you take $76,000 to TNA. It does not work anymore. I tried.
Dallas, I weigh 244. I think you weigh more or less than that.
Significantly less than that.
Oh, okay. You don't have to say significantly. I mean, that's kind of rude, but okay.
Well, you're also like 3 feet taller than me, but...
What? You're like 5'8".
I'm trying to watch this No, I'm not 5'8". I'm trying to watch this Knockouts match, and Bob's just height-shaming me.
He's a short king.
I am a short king.
In case you guys are wondering, his wife is in fact taller than him.
That's not true either. What the fuck?
There was one time we went out to eat, and people were walking up, and they were like talking to his wife, and they were like, "You're with this guy? He's so short."
Is that your son?
And Dallas was just like, "I'm average size, man." And they gave his wife their phone number.
Roxxi breaks out of that headlock with a jawbreaker on Kong going off the rope.
And that's how Dallas and I met.
Roxxi getting some offense and some elbows and chops into the corner to Kong. Comes back with a splash, but it looks like Kong was able to put up a knee or something there. Boom! Body splash. We're barely going to have time for the main event. This should be interesting.
Scoop and a slam.
No, usually she's been going to do that splash from the middle rope. Not right now, though. She just hits a leg drop instead.
Roxy, come on. Also, it's really, I think we've mentioned it before, but Roxy has definitely shifted away from the whole voodoo thing.
Yes, it's not, I mean, she still technically has the gimmick, but she's not like doing the weird shaking thing and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I don't think they ever really addressed the fact that she did, in fact, put a curse on Kip.
Right.
That
was she almost got Kong there with that cover, but Kong able to kick out.
Oof.
Swinging back fist, she ducks it, tries to kind of spear her, or at least do a shoulder block to midsection, hits a spinning neck breaker on Kong, comes off the rope, little senton, backsplash, nearly gets her again.
I like Roxy.
Roxy is quite good.
She's grown on me. When she's given a chance to shine, it's like, oh hey, she's not bad.
Spinning back fist. And awesome bomb.
Damn it.
Wow.
No!
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, Kong retains. What a shock.
Well, Kong retains. It was a pretty definitive win, too. It's not like we're getting a rematch anytime soon out of that one.
Well, you never know.
We're backstage with JB. Kurt Angle's banging on a door. Unmarked door.
Yeah, somebody's name had been ripped off of that. Oh, his sign.
Oh.
Okay.
He said, "Where's my sign?"
It's a storage room.
This is where I get ready for my matches. It's like the fall from grace.
Yeah.
They've turned his dressing room into a storage room. Within like 3 days.
I like how it's taken him an hour and a half to get to his locker room.
Yeah, where has he been? Oh, he's just kicking the shit out of the door. I'm the champion. I slipped up once. I became a household name because I always bounce back.
He is right.
I wrestle with the world title. Night after night, you're gonna slip. And next week, Joe's gonna slip, and I'm gonna become champion again. I mean, I can't believe this. I'm glad. I'm really happy about it. I want to make Joe hurt. I want him to quit by himself. So, Joe, enjoy this little title reign. Next week, I win the title back. And that's real. Now get out of my way. And he leaves. Okay, and we are heading toward the entrances for the main event. Here he is. Kip James. The world-famous Kip James.
He's going to eventually be the TNA World Champion. That's what he said.
This match is going to be like 5 minutes long.
No, it's going to be about, I'm going to say 8.
Sorry about your damn luck.
Oh, geez, Robert Roode's going to get his own entrance too, isn't he?
Yeah. That's right. This is already pretty drawn out.
And then we still got Sting. Oh, my God.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe we'll get the rare thing where it's like, we're going off the air without a finish. We'll let you know what happened next week. I used to love those.
Here he comes, Robert Roode. Notice.
No Peyton Banks.
Exactly. No Peyton Banks is quite interesting.
She's gone. She has to be gone.
I feel like they definitely wrote her off at Lockdown. The way she was left in the ring crying, Roode basically was like, I'm done. So that's how I'm feeling like.
For sure. You are my little son. This bad jam. That's like 3 Live Crew music right there.
Yeah. BG wearing a Lockdown shirt. He's got his elbow pads around his wrist for some reason.
Because he's here for a fight, dude. Oh, now he's saying that he's smart. He's not going to go in there by himself.
3 Live Crew.
Can you dig it? Sucker.
Sucker.
No, Charmel. She's written off too. Fired.
Wait, that's weird too.
She's fired. Goner.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
All right, let's get Sting out here for another minute and a half of entrance. Let's go.
Sting is ready for action tonight. It's pretty impressive that Sting's on the show and we haven't shown him at all yet.
But here's the thing, that's good. Do that.
Yeah, but I feel like they love a nice dark room Sting interview. So
yeah, but we don't need it all the time. Just like I don't need 3 of the same guy say. Like I didn't need to see Super Eric today 3 times.
You only saw him twice. Actually, we did see him 3 times.
Thank you.
Well, though, no, we only saw Super Eric twice.
Oh, yeah, here you go again. Oh, here you go.
They're different people, is what I'm learning.
Yeah, whatever.
Now, I have a question, Bob.
Yeah.
Since technically the decision wasn't reversed and they just stripped him of the titles, that reign counts, technically.
Yeah.
Less than a day, they were tag team champions together.
Yeah. They were champions for about 45 minutes.
I don't even know if it was that long.
Yeah, probably not. All because Eric Young cannot be like, it's me. I'm Super Eric.
Dun it.
Look at this. Sting, Booker T, and then BG James.
One of these things is not like the other. It is a weird look, dude.
It is for sure. Even if it was like Road Dogg, it'd be like, what are we? This is weird.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Well, Booker almost just started with Robert Roode, but instead he tags in.
Look at Kip. He is so tall. He's a big guy.
Kip is massive.
He just walked up to Booker T and he was like, yeah, I'm taller than you. Holy mackerel. Yeah, you know what? It's funny you say that because when we went to the Big Time Wrestling show many years ago, I remember seeing Billy Gunn, Kip James, and I was like, holy God, that guy's huge. And on TV, it doesn't translate. But like in person, it's like, oh my God.
It was very deceptive. It was like, whoa, this dude is massive.
Like even right here, he doesn't look like he's this enormous human being. But he is.
Booker chopping, punching Kip. He's got control in the corner. Tags in Sting. He's holding Kip back so Sting can get some hits in. Boom, right in the midsection. Kip quickly knee lifts Sting and then tags in Robert Roode, who gets hit with a hip toss. A little atomic drop action. Clotheslines Robert Roode. And another one. And he comes off and he goes for the cover.
1, 2, no. 2.
He's pointing at BG. Tags him in. Boom. BG is now going to be the star of this match. All right, ducks the clothesline by Roode. Oh, here we go. Bob's favorite move. He always pops for this one. The punch. Oh, he's got to hit Kip and James Storm off the apron quick, and he didn't get to do his wiggle.
I was going to say, I pop on the knee drop. Thank you very much. Not the jabs.
No. Storm just hit the little backstabber action, and Roode went for the cover, but was unsuccessful as we were heading to another commercial break.
And we're back.
Thank God. I was worried we were going to see more commercials.
Drop kick by Roode and a beauty at that.
Who is going to get the win in this match, Bob, in this lockdown revenge match?
I'm going to say that Kip James is going to pin Sting.
Oh. I was thinking
fans are chanting they want Booker because Roode's in the match. Go ahead.
Interesting. You don't want Sting? Oh, Roode's in the ring now. I want Booker too then.
That's what I just said. Am I talking to nothing here?
I'm just repeating what you're saying. I need my second sugar-free Red Bull. Oh. He literally holds up 2. Jesus Christ.
That was from yesterday.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Are we about to get Booker? Nope.
No, now they want Sting. That's funny, because now when they have the option between the two, they're just like, Sting! Take it, Sting! We don't want Booker!
Right.
No, do it!
Actually, yeah, Sting's here.
So they go with he tags in Booker. This guy. Good Lord. You have the crowd chanting for his thing, you tag in the other guy. Spin kick by Booker. Oh, Kip cuts him off.
Boom.
Heel kick.
Knocks down Kip.
You know, I'm surprised TNA never tried to get Stevie Ray to get Harlem Heat in here, and then you'd have the Dudleys, you have the Steiner Brothers, fucking VKM, New Age Outlaws, Harlem Heat. You'd have all the 90s tag teams in one spot.
Well, how long? I mean, his Stevie Ray, was he still working at this point, or was he like long done?
No, so he stopped wrestling in 2000. But he does come out of retirement for like Booker T's Reality Pro Wrestling thing.
That's a good point.
So why not come back for TNA?
That is really surprising. Do you think maybe it's just because, I don't know. I feel like Booker doesn't overstay his welcome necessarily, where they feel like they need to do like a nostalgia thing like that. I don't know.
What the fuck? Matt Morgan's out here.
And now he's hiding. Jesus Christ. Genetically jacked, athletically stacked, Matt Morgan is sitting on the floor, but next to the ring, because he ran in and big booted James Storm. Axe kick by Booker T.
And now here comes the cover. 1, 2, 3.
Booker, BG, James, and Sting get the win.
So Morgan doing that does what for Morgan?
Big babyface Morgan helping out the face team here. Yeah, Matt Morgan's like, yeah, you kicked his ass. Great job.
Booker doesn't seem thrilled.
No, he does not.
I need your help, big man.
He's like, yeah, I hit him with the boot.
Yeah,
oh,
he helped you, dude. What the fuck?
Sting's between them.
Oh!
Oh.
Whoa. Whoa.
Booker just pushed Sting.
Book, what are we doing?
Really? Booker's pissed, dude. Oh, he's got a mic.
I
don't know what kind of operation they run around here. I don't need no help from you. If you want to back him, Sting, you got a problem with me.
What? What is going on?
What you just said is bull. Oh, shit. Booker said, if you want some, you can get some too.
Next week? Next week is going to be Booker and Sting?
No way. Dude.
I've never seen someone get so mad about somebody helping them win a match. That Booker's like, fuck all you guys.
Yeah, he was very upset about that. So Samoa Joe versus Kurt Angle and Booker T versus Sting. One for the ages, an epic battle. Greatest match in TNA in the last 6 years.
So that is what is essentially being promoted here, is that you have Kurt Angle and Joe for the world title, and Sting and Booker T in I'm assuming a match.
Oh yeah, I mean we're getting our Samoa Joe Kurt Angle package here at the end to close out the show.
That's enormous. That's an enormous thing.
And Jim Cornette will be telling us about the tag team title situation.
No, we don't care about that.
Not nearly as much, but
don't care about that.
It's happening. Wow. That Impact is absolutely loaded. I don't know. I think I'm excited about next week's show, like a lot.
That's two huge matches.
Yeah, well, they're not saying anything else there besides Joe and Angle.
No, that's probably the main draw here. But
right.
I find myself more intrigued by a Booker and Sting match.
Well, because in TNA, that's a fresh match.
Yeah, it hasn't happened since 2000. It's been 8 years since they wrestled.
Wow. Yeah, I mean that feels pretty big.
And also, I mean, I don't even think they've said it on commentary at all. But next week's episode is Impact 200.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that as well, which is potentially why they are absolutely loading the show up. Mm-hmm. So that should be a lot of fun. But with all that being said, what did you think about this week's episode of Impact, Bob?
I will say it was in the middle. If I had to lean towards, I'd go leaning towards up. I'm not a Matt Morgan fan, and unfortunately,
we're about to be seeing a lot of him.
Yeah, I think moving forward, he's going to be heavily featured as a competitor. So that's
I'm thinking that as well.
Yeah. The tag team thing was not really logical to me. I'm not really a fan of that. The whole Petey thing was good with Lethal. The tag match with Team 3D against Cage Rhino was pretty good, and then Roxxi had a pretty good showing. So yeah, I would say it was an average show, but I think that we progressed things fairly well.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it was a thumbs up show. I think it was pretty good. There's a couple moments, like you already said. Matt Morgan's promo was a nothing to me. And the reversing the tag team title thing from the beginning of the show was pretty lame. But match quality wise for Impact, I think we're pretty solid. Booker getting pissed at Sting was great. Petey's promo with Jay Lethal and then winning the title was awesome. Yeah. So I think they delivered for a first episode of Impact after a major pay-per-view. And now they got us real excited for next week. So
yeah, Impact 200 is shaping up to be, and this is not hyperbole, this is shaping up to be the biggest Impact potentially in company history.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty fair to say.
So, yeah, that will be quite interesting to see how that plays out. So that will be our next episode, is April 24th, 2008. Sting, Booker T, it looks like in a singles match, but maybe most importantly, it's a rematch from Lockdown for the TNA World Title. Samoa Joe defending the championship against Kurt Angle. And we will be here for that. So until next time, for Dallas Gridley, I am Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Across the Line podcast.